Lee likes music. I'm Lee, and today we're going to talk about one of the cover songs of Nirvana, which is called Where Did You Sleep Last Night? So that's coming up. Alright, so in 1994, Nirvana performed this Unplugged session for MTV, and they did a cover of this traditional American folk song from the 1870s. A lot of people believe it's from that age, and yeah, it's really that old. And I wanted to do a little review of how they actually performed that song. So at the MTV Unplugged sessions, there were basically 4 members of Nirvana, or there was actually 3 members. It was Kurt Cobain, Dave Grohl, and Chris Novoselic. And then they also had this touring guitarist, which later on became one of Foo Fighters' key members, Pat Smear. They also had this other guy who played cello in the background, but I really couldn't find his name. Alright, so as I told you, I'm not going to rate the actual song because the song is pretty old. It has been performed by a lot of different artists over the years. It has been performed by Dolly Parton, Mark Lanegan, Pete Seeger, Bob Dylan, The Grateful Dead. So really what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna review this performance that Nirvana did of this song, and then I'm gonna compare it to some of the other covers that has been done of this song, okay? So in the start of the song, Kurt starts out by strumming very fast, but then he quickly changes the tempo to a more slower one. During the first verses and the chorus, Cobain sings in a very clean way, and then slowly builds up with all of the instruments in terms of the volume and in terms of the power and intensity that they put out there. During the last 2 verses of the song, the whole band kind of clashes together in this very loud experience. Everything becomes a lot more heavier, Cobain's vocals become raspier, and he starts to scream in very much the same signature as he's doing in many of Nirvana's own songs. Now, after this build-up, the whole band continues to play in an instrumental manner for about 30 seconds, and then it fades out. What I really loved about this song at the Unplugged session is that Nirvana just became very sensitive. I guess you can say that about a lot of their songs, but this one was very sensitive, very open, very heartfelt in my view. The lyrics of the song talk about a tragical death, you know, dealing with losing someone you love, heartbreak. This is the general theme of the song, and I think it fits perfectly to the overall sound image that Nirvana manages to create in this live session. So yeah, this was incredible. I love how they balance this very soft and then this intense moment with a build-up at the end. I really like that. I really felt like Nirvana managed to breathe some life into the song compared to some of the other attempts by other bands and artists who have covered this song earlier. For example, if you listen to the live performance by The Grateful Dead, their performance of this song, this was just I don't know, I really didn't like this version because it was just, the vocals here are very, I don't know, I wouldn't say lousy, but they were out of tune. They didn't sing and perform that well vocally, and then the instruments and the whole feel of the Grateful Dead essence mixed with this old kind of tragic song, it became a very weird clash, I feel. I mean, I have to admit that it was kind of interesting that the Grateful Dead wanted to add a synth and they had this extra instrumental part. That was kind of interesting, but in general I didn't feel like their sound fit with the theme of the song. There's also another famous cover of this song, which is made by Leadbelly in the 1940s, and yeah, he's basically a very famous blues guitarist and singer, and what he manages to capture in this song is the simplicity of it. He basically has his guitar, he has his vocals, and there's the context of the song. And I think that this was also a great performance of the song, maybe not as good as Nirvana's, but this was another great version simply because of the simplicity of the guitar, his voice, and the context adds a lot to the song. Less is more. Before the MTV sessions, Kurt actually did another cover of this song before and then recorded it. And this was recorded with Mark Lanegan actually. And this is also a good version of the song, maybe not as good as Leadbelly's version or their Nirvana latest version of it. That is certainly another interesting one. I think Mark Lanegan and Kurt Cobain managed to mix their voices in an interesting way. And the whole song, the sound picture, the soundscape was a lot more heavier. It was performed almost like a metal song. And that is very interesting. Out of these examples, I still feel like the latest, the Unplugged session version of the song is actually the best one. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. I don't think it's one of the better songs that Nirvana has performed or quote-unquote created. I still think you should check it out. There's links to those examples and the Unplugged session in the description below. So yeah, that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment in the comments below and let me know what you guys think about these versions of the song, okay? And also, if you like album reviews, if you like track reviews, and if you're just as passionate about music as I am, then I highly suggest you also subscribe to my channel by clicking the big red subscribe button below. So that was about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you later. Stay tuned. Bye. I really felt like Nirvana managed to create So in the start of the song, Cobain starts out with drumming faktiskt. Dave Grohl and Kurt Cobain switched sides, and Kurt started drumming, and they went all wild, and then they're like, ah!